So today on the show, we're going to continue to talk about the 3 branches of Instagram and how you can engage with your customer there. Summer. Am I right? So as promised today on the show, I brought Nick Bailing back, which is exciting because we're talking about Instagram. They made a couple new changes that we'll talk about really briefly, and then we'll jump into what we're talking about today. So they've added a topics channel, which is going to be important for you and your brand when you're trying to get your stuff in front of people. And Nick, somebody asked me, I think it was yesterday, they were like, hey, I feel like I've got a lot of stuff on my plate, what should I do? And I just said, look, if you're a visual brand in any way, shape, or form, you should spend the summer in Instagram only.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. So the thing that I always think about is, am I cool? Is what I'm doing visually appealing? And is what we're working on something that people would like to see because my perspective is unique? And if you answer those questions and any of those translate to a visual medium or visual or video or photo, this is the platform to be on this summer.
Okay, so we've talked this week about the hero image being Instagram itself. We'll stop for a second.
Sure.
Instagram stories kind of being the behind the scenes thing, and then Instagram TV being the serialized version, whatever your brand does. But the reason I wanted to bring you on is because I want to give people a really quick tip of how do they get users involved? How do they build a community in this space? And you guys have done a great job at that. And with the ability to kind of tag people in stories, like what are some great tips that you could give them right now that they could get a community in and around what they're going to build on Instagram for the next 60 days?
Well, starting with your hashtags to obviously allow them to jump into the conversation whenever they want to. Making something that works for you and not just for the whole community as like you're not going to jump on hashtag photo of the day.
Right.
Yeah, you need something that's going to work for you. And then the next thing...
Let me pause you there for a second. Would you recommend doing that, though, just every once in a while to see? Right?
Oh, yeah.
That you might grab somebody from the top of the funnel?
Yep, but make sure that people are using the hashtags because they want to interact with you. And then you got to be present. So jump into their feeds and interact on theirs the way that you want to, and you bring them into theirs. And that's where we break out one of those verticals, being it the IGTV, which is new, or the stories, or your hero image, and figure out which one of those are you going to start featuring them and bringing them into your ecosystem to introduce them to your audience.
Okay, and so now let's be real specific. I'm a brand that sells stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, which one of these branches of Instagram should I be focusing on? Should I be doing the hero image as my main tactic and then doing the pinnable posts inside stories? Like what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it actually speaks directly from what we do and how we've always done it. And we like to keep it in the stories because the hero images, that's something that we pride ourselves on. That's something that we will take and we use the stuff that's created by us, and we want that to continue that way. But there's so many options within the stories because you can ask a question earlier in the day and you can feature the photo responses later in that day in the stories in the moment so that people can see what's going on with the rest of everybody.
All right, guys, as I promised you this week, we're going to continue to talk about Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube and you have not seen the 3 branches of Instagram thing that we did, you can get that here in the annotation. If you're watching on Facebook, it'll be down there in the comments. If you need anything, it's Eric at mlive.com. I'm Eric, he's Nick. We're starting a new thing right now called Marketers Walking to Coffee with a Camera, and we'll probably do one of those next week, I think.